This is a tutorial for how to teach your horse how to ground drive. FYI, I am not an expert, but this is what has worked for me. So first, get your horse comfortable with the saddle pad, the surcingle, the ropes, and you being behind them. Keep in mind, it'll be easier to teach a ridden horse how to ground drive versus a young, unstarted horse. It is not impossible, it just might take a little bit more time. So first off, I am going to have someone lead my horse in the front because that's how they've been taught up until now. And they're not going to just magically know how to ground drive with you being behind them and not them not having a leader in the front. So we're going to start off with that, just doing different directions, making sure your horse is comfortable with you being behind them, a whip being behind them, because I'll use the whip as an extension of my hand, just to tap their stomach to mean to go forward. Some people tap their butt, but I tap Princess's stomach because she knows tapping the butt means go backwards is a little trick. After, I'll teach them to lunge. It's a little different because it's not like I can just point and send. They have ropes that are connected through the surcingle, and that makes things a little more complicated. And Princess here is a little more on the lazy side, so I have to whip the ground a little bit more. She usually doesn't need that for just normal lunging, but since she has a bunch of stuff on her that I haven't put on her in a while, she needs the extra encouragement. I'll just get them used to having the ropes around them on the lunge line and going in the circle, and this will eventually lead up to where I'm directly behind them. Also make sure that they always have good brakes because you don't want your horse taking off of you when you're ground driving. So here I'm starting on the actual ground driving like you'd be in a carriage, but I start off on the side first because it's a little more easy for them to grasp and not so confusing. You're just directly behind them. They can't see you. And then I'll eventually just go behind her. Whatever works for your horse with how close you want to be. If your horse is a little bit uneasy with you being up close to its butt, then stay farther behind its butt. Yes, I kind of stay a little closer so I can reach, and I'm comfortable with her, and I know she's not going to kick me. Although accidents can happen, I understand that. With turning, I will turn like I'm under saddle, and I'll use the whip on the opposite side just to tap her to encourage her to go to like the left or the right. Your horse might pull its head an opposite way at first if it wants to be somewhere, especially a barn, the friends. It might want to act up a little, and it's okay. They're learning. So Princess sometimes has those moments too. It's normal. I'll just go around. Make sure that you do the walk first and you get good stops and backs with your horse before you start trotting, because trotting can get out of hand if you cannot stop. Here, my horse needs a little extra encouragement. She hasn't been ground drived in a little bit, and she's on the lazier side. You don't need to whip that much on the ground if your horse is super sensitive. It might just take a cluck. I apply all the fundamentals that I use on walking into trotting, and as long as you do that, then it should be fine. Here I did a little turn, and that might take a little bit extra encouragement. If I touch her with the whip, then I kind of try to tap where my feet would be. I also, after we work on everything else. To advance things, I just taught her actually to pivot ground driving. Here's some more of her lunging while doing it. You can teach your horse to collect. She already has a really nice head frame, but she gets even prettier. You can also do a little bit of turns. You don't always have to stop and position them. That's how I do my turns. But make sure you're able to do this at a walk before you do it at a trot. Another thing is, I'd probably recommend you use longer ropes. I don't like using long ropes because they just get tangled and annoying. But especially when you're cantering. Like here, I'm kind of cheating and using my shorter ropes, and it's harder for her to canter and collect and do everything. So I recommend longer ropes. So anyway, if you have any questions, need help, just let me know. Thank you for watching.